I'm Dave Abrams.
And I'm Kristin. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll tell you about the county's Veterans Affairs Commission and important screenings you need to stop cancer. But first, making headlines this week. The phones have already started ringing over at the fire department, where officials are taking applications for their new recruit class. Entry-level firefighters make $40,000 a year. The deadline to apply is April 10th, but don't wait because interest is high. Once your application is completed, the challenge begins. Recruits will take written tests in May, oral exams in June, and the Candidate Physical Agility Test, or CPAT, in August. The academy will begin in February of 2018. Candidates must have a high school diploma or GED, at least 6 months of work experience, and you must be 18 years old by February 22nd, 2018. This is your chance to work for one of the best fire departments around and also help out your neighbors. You will receive training as a firefighter and paramedic. Go to the spotlight on our homepage and sign up today. You could be a firefighter.
Not me.
Yes, you could.
I mean, I am 18, so that I got that going for me.
You got that going for you.
I mean, I think maybe I could do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't like closed-in, confined, dark spaces.
Yeah, you wouldn't do well.
They have this thing that they do. I think it's called confined space training, or maybe they call it the box or something like that. And we've talked about this before. They cover up the face mask and they're in complete darkness, and they have to kind of communicate to each other by tapping and things like that to get through this maze that's completely shut in. And no, that's not for me.
Not for you.
But I'll tell you what, Kristin, this campaign has started, and you can tell just by the reaction online that it is huge.
Very good.
Huge.
Well, then maybe we can find some worthy folks that'll help save you.
Yes.
Because you cannot save others.
Yeah, we need good people like you to come save people like us.
Yeah, well, you.
Well, attention all you runners out there and walkers, if you're talking about me. Of course, Kristin likes to run, but I only run when someone's chasing me. Running season
is starting. Fire?
I will run from fire. Oh yeah,
you?
If someone yells fire in a theater, I'm running.
All right.
Oh yeah. Like I said, running season is starting now, and one of the biggest events is coming very soon. The Rec Deeds Challenge Run 5K, Run C, and Family Fun Walk is coming to Downs Park on April 1st. And no, this is not a joke.
I get it.
Just because it's April 1st. Registration starts at 7:45 a.m. This is a great event in memory of Tyler Hamrick, a young boy who loved playing baseball and competing despite his disability. Tyler passed away in 2011, but he and his family were instrumental in bringing Challenger baseball to the county, which, if you've ever seen the Freedom Field up on Pasadena Road, fantastic facility. The Run and Fun Walk raises money to make recreational activities and programs accessible to everyone.
And no matter what the calendar says, though, Dave, we know that it's not officially spring until those smelly winter socks are burned.
Good segue.
Yes. Last week, Eastport showed out for its annual rite of passage, and all kinds of folks, including Mayor Mike Pantelides, Governor Larry Hogan, and County Executive Steve Shue, came out to take part.
But it's a great tradition. For some, it's about the arrival of spring imminently. For others, it's about clearing out the sock drawer of all those mismatched socks. And for others, it's a fair breeze during a sail, wafting over the tops of our feet without socks. But for others, it's about culture. It's about the culture of Annapolis and Eastport.
The event benefited the Annapolis Maritime Museum, which everyone really should go check out. It's a great place for kids to learn all about the bay. We also got a sneak peek from Mayor Pantelides about a contest to name a boat built just for the city of Annapolis. Here's an interview that Dave did with the mayor.
Tell us a little bit about this event and what it means to the city of Annapolis on an annual basis.
Well, like you said, it's an annual event. We have it every year. It's a big party, but it's for a good cause. We're supporting the Maritime Museum. They do a lot of work, especially educating children about the importance of the Chesapeake Bay and what we can all do together to protect it.
Now, what is this we heard up on stage that you built a boat?
I did. I built a boat for the city of Annapolis. So what happened was I was doing an economic development tour, and I met Chesapeake Lightcraft and Design. They're the largest build-it-yourself boat manufacturers in the world, and they were kind enough to donate a boat to the city. So I took a week off, got everyone in the community engaged, some of the Sea Cadets, Male Scout troops, the VOTEC schools, and we built a boat for the city.
That's fantastic. So where's the boat going to reside? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to go crabbing?
Yeah, crabbing, fishing, oysters. We're going to keep it here in Annapolis. Right now it's still in the shop getting worked on, but we'll bring it down in the summertime and take it all around.
Do you have a date for that?
Probably May is coming out, and then we're doing a citywide naming contest, so everyone can write in and help name the boat.
And how do they do that? They just call the office? Or?
Well, we're going to have a big PR push, but right now just send a message to mayor@annapolis.gov.
Nice shirt, Dave.
You like
Pretty
that?
bad.
And I changed so quickly, huh?
Yeah.
Good. I'm good at that. I'm like Superman.
So what do you think we should name this boat? How about Naptown Funk?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I like it.
Funk. How about Shoals Out?
Shoals
It
Out?
looks like school's out. but
Schools.
it's
Oh, I
shoals.
get it.
No, that doesn't. What do you think?
No socks on the water? I don't know.
Crabby cakes,
Crabby cakes. Crabby patties?
something like that.
SpongeBob
Somebody will come up with a
SquarePants?
better name than us.
Yeah.
But we're quick. We can come up with stuff quick.
Yeah. What was Pashmina Afghan?
Whoa. I have no idea what you're talking about.
When Andy Samberg did that song, I'm on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Pashmina Afghan. Let's name this.
That reference is lost on older viewers.
Sorry. That would be a perfect name for a boat.
And of course, I made a reference to an old Saturday Night Live skit that you probably have never seen because I'm old. Okay.
We cover all genres on the
Okay.
show.
Well, anyway, come up with your names for this boat.
Yeah.
And let the mayor know. I don't think they have all their stuff ready for the contest yet, so we give you a sneak preview. But start thinking so
Yes.
you can win the contest.
I'm gonna think.
And we're going to go for a ride on that boat this
I like
summer,
naming
maybe.
stuff.
I know.
All right.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we will talk to George Matthew from Anne Arundel County's Veterans Affairs Commission. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we're honored to have Lieutenant Colonel George Matthews from the county's Veterans Affairs Commission. Lieutenant Colonel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kristin, Dave. Great to see you all.
We are so happy to have you here. And first and foremost, we want to thank you for your service. Can you give us a brief index into your military background?
Sure. I am a 22-year Air Force veteran. I started in the Air Force right out of the Air Force ROTC. I had several assignments, include a lot of times in Germany, sometimes in Asia. I also was an aircraft maintenance officer. The Air Force provided me a great opportunity to travel and to learn about the world. And so since that time, I've been involved in supporting veterans by running what's called the Transition Assistance Program, which is designed to help military folks as they transition to this whole new life called being a civilian.
And tell us about the commission here in Anne Arundel County.
Well, first of all, an important stat is there are approximately 50,000 veterans in Anne Arundel County.
Wow.
And that is a wow factor because it's not something that everyone typically tracks, as well as it is not a community of just one size. You have folks who have been here who are veterans of WW2 or Korea, right to folks who got out last year. So the big role of the commission then is to serve as a forum to allow veterans to bring us their issues, and then for us then to carry those issues to government, businesses, and services. And so in doing so, we kind of become an advocate and a voice for those veterans.
Excellent.
So you mentioned transitioning from military service to civilian life, and you also mentioned the diversity of needs, because you got different branches of the armed forces, you got different age groups, you have retired, you have all kinds of different things going on. But if you had to pull out like the top 2 or 3 issues that you think veterans need some help from the community from, what would you say those are?
So first of all, if you say issues, the top thing really is not an issue. The top thing is communication and access to information. I could give you a 10-hour or 20-hour briefing on veterans benefits.
Oh, we don't have time for that.
Correct.
That's another show.
And so those veterans then are not always aware of those benefits. And as a result then, that may affect their quality of life. So for example, there are veterans out there right now who could use some increased job skills that are not even aware of the fact they still have access to a GI Bill. So unless they happen to be somewhere and hear someone say something, they go, oh, that might be me. The other thing is, believe it or not, there are actually veterans who don't even know they're veterans, because in some folks' eyes, veterans are only retirees. And folks will say, I only served 3 years, but you are a veteran, because a veteran says the status is to serve 180 days on active duty consistently, or consecutively, I say, or continually, that's the right word. You're a veteran. But again, if you don't even know you're a veteran, how do you try to access information about your benefits?
Right.
That's a big challenge.
Yeah.
It's a huge challenge, and sometimes part of that challenge is that they may have needs, but they don't really seek information on that need until it becomes important to them on that given day. So I could have a mass communication program and talk about a benefit today. He's not listening, but by Friday, it's important. Now they're listening. So then the Veteran Affairs Commission is somewhere someone may turn either to a person, a member, or even to the website then to access information on what or how to satisfy that need.
Good plug. That is a good place to go. We worked pretty hard building out that page, and it's not just the details of the commission, but there are links to all kinds of the VA and all kinds of different services in one place, so you don't have to go find it. And it's easy to find that. You just go to aacounty.org, click on departments, boards and commissions, and then you just start typing veterans, and boom, pops up right there. So that's pretty easy.
So aacounty.org, boards and commissions, veterans.
Departments, boards and commissions.
A department.
But you can just type veterans into the search bar too.
That's a lot easier.
That'll get you there too. Good point, Kristin. Tell us about, you have a special event coming up next month, an expo. Can you tell us a little bit about that, when it is, and what's going to be
So
available?
the expo is going to be on the 22nd of April, which is now less than a month away in terms of Saturdays.
I can see you thinking, you're like, oh my gosh, we have so much stuff to do before that.
And what is it designed to do? When you say expo, expo normally implies it's something big. This is big. It's big because we have brought together a diverse series of services that may be important to veterans. I'll give you a simple example. To use your benefits as a veteran, one of the piece of papers that you must present is called a DD-214. That says you got out and you were honorably discharged. Well, there are folks who got out 20 years ago that absolutely have no idea where the piece of paper is. And it becomes overwhelming to decide where to go and get it. Well, at this expo then, there will be a service to tell folks that. One of the other
what do you need? Excuse me. What do you need a DD-14 to do? Because
if I am to access any service based on my status as a veteran, someone will ask for proof. That DD-214 then is that proof. So, for example, I may have 48 months of GI Bill benefits left. When I go to Arundel Community College and says I want to enroll and use this benefit, they're going to say, give me documentation that demonstrates you got an honorable discharge then from the military. That's that piece of paper. And so everything you do, so some states, for example, may give veterans free license. If that's the case, then you got to present that DD-14. And even in the hiring business, particularly the federal government hiring business, there are things called preference points or preference hiring. Well, to prove that preference, you got to first then submit that DD-14. And so you may have someone here today, who's served in the Gulf War, been out for, say, 10 years, has worked in various roles, and now want to be a federal government employee.
And they need that paper.
Correct. He or she wants to leverage the fact I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
Prove it. So that's why that paper is so important.
Got it.
So that's the service that you'll have at the expo, is getting folks back in touch with having that documentation. And then what are some other services?
So some others is that there'll be folks there to talk about disability claim. So unlike many years ago, today, because I work in a job that assists that assists military folks as they get out. A part of that congressional mandate then is to get a briefing about what your benefit is, or what your benefits are, should I say, as a veteran. Well, my colleagues who left 20 years ago didn't have that. So therefore, things like potentially filing a disability claim, they have no idea. They simply were given a DD-14, so okay, see you later. Well, now we have those kind of services. So if I'm one of those veterans then who left 20 years ago, I've kind of heard about disability claim, I'm not really following because it sounds too overwhelming. So at this expo then, you will have someone that says, this is a step here, contact this agency, you will need X, Y, Z, and it kind of puts it in, I guess, a usable form that I can then take some action and pursue that benefit.
Excellent. So final question for you.
Sure.
When and where is the expo? We said April 22nd. What time?
It's going to be 10 o'clock to 4. It'll be at Annapolis High School.
Annapolis High School.
There will be probably maybe 30 plus type services and vendors.
Excellent.
There will be food and coffee, and matter of fact, it has a high level of importance because Secretary Owens of the VA will be there, from the Maryland VA will
Great
be there. County Executive Shu will be there. And
Great
so
guy,
we'll great. So we are looking forward to it because again, it is our opportunity to show veterans that we care about them, we have an interest in them, but also I talk about older veterans, but even folks who are now soldiers and airmen and naval people, we want them to come and then to maybe decide that Anne Arundel County is a veteran-friendly county they want to live in once they leave the military.
Absolutely. And do you need to register online ahead of time or register by phone, or can you show up day of?
You can show up. There is an Eventbrite on our website to register. But in fact, if you show up, we will gladly welcome you and then walk you through all the various services we have.
Excellent.
And Kristin, we are going to promote this expo
yes.
far and wide. So if you're a little confused, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to find out more on Facebook and on YouTube and all that stuff.
With 50,000 veterans, as you have given us the fact on in Anne Arundel County, chances are you know someone who would really benefit from this expo. So please, Saturday, April 22nd, 10 a.m. is when it starts, Annapolis High School. And Lieutenant Colonel, we appreciate your time today. Such an honor having you on the show. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to all mine, Kristin.
Please come back again soon. We loved having you. We will be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
I realized that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Welcome back. March is Colorectal Cancer Month, and Sara Gannon has a report about what you can do to stay healthy. Sarah?
Thanks, Kristin and Dave. We're at the Tate Cancer Center today at University of Maryland, Baltimore Washington Medical Center. And I'm here with Dr. Boutros today.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Thank you for meeting with me today, and we're going to talk about a very near and dear topic to my heart, and that is the the prevention and screening of colorectal cancer. And March is the month of prevention and awareness.
Yes.
Dr. Boutros, again, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Can you tell me a little bit of ways to prevent colon and rectal cancer?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that the first message that should be very clear that colorectal cancer is preventable disease.
Absolutely.
So there is different cancer. There are many cancers that there are ways of screening for them to know them at early stage and be able to treat them at early stage. Here we're not talking about only screening at early stage, but we are able to screen for prevention of the cancer before it happens. And the idea behind it is that the vast majority of the colorectal cancer start as an outgrowth from the colon as what's called a polyp. This adenomatous polyp is a precancerous condition, and it happened that it takes about 10 years from a polyp to occur till a cancer occur.
Wow.
During this 10-year period, you have all the time that you will be able, through a screening method, especially colonoscopy, to identify it and treat it by taking this polyp out, preventing the cancer to occur. Now, if you are talking about how we can prevent the cancer, we identify a lot of risk factors for colorectal cancer. Unfortunately, a group of these risk factors are not in your hand, and basically you inherit them, and you cannot change it. So this group include the genetic, like your genes. You are born with your genome, and that carries some risk for colorectal cancer. We identify about 20% of the patients who develop colorectal cancer have some genetic predisposition. 5 of them is the most common known genetic background of what's called HNPCC, also called the Lynch syndrome, or FAP, multiple polyposis, familial adenomatous polyposis on the colon, developed with thousands of polyps in the colon of this patient. And there are other risk factors that you cannot change. Medical conditions that you have include inflammatory bowel disease, so ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, increasing your risk, and that's something that you will not be able to change. However, as always I try to describe for my patients, it's like playing cards. So if you have good cards in your hand, it's good for you, you'll be able to play. But if you don't have the excellent cards with you, you can go very far, in fact, on the game if you know the rules.
Sure.
So there are some behavioral part here that you are able to modify your risk factors. We know that exercise, regular exercise, is a risk reduction for colorectal cancer. It reduced the risk by about 23% from the general population, which is very good. And we're talking about exercising about maybe 150 minutes per week of moderate intention exercise, or 75 minutes per week of intense exercise. If you combine both of them or make a mix, I think you can do it. Most important thing is it make more value if you distribute them equivalently during the week, not one day per week.
How about diet?
Diet is so important as well. Obesity is another risk factor for colon cancer, and more importantly, the waist size. The central obesity, that the bad type of obesity that is increasing the risk for colon cancer. The other thing as well is what you are eating, not only the quantity or the calories, but we know that vegetables, including about 2.5 cups per day of vegetables and fruits in your diet, prevent or reduce the risk of colon cancer. Including a high fiber diet and avoid as much as you can the red meat or the processed meat.
Yeah. Well, we're very lucky to have the facility in our county.
Thank you.
We're very lucky to have that. Not everybody can say that, you know. But I had my grandfather had colon cancer in 2004. He, of course, had passed in 2004. And then my great aunt, and I had my aunt, my mother's sister, and this was all on my mother's side. So that's why it's near and dear to my heart. But it's something that people don't talk about, like breast cancer or lung cancer. With lung cancer, they say don't smoke, but I think it's important that you said it's preventable. So
It is preventable. We have, for families who have a higher risk of having cancer in their genes, a genetic test and genetic counselor present at the Tate Center. So we'll be able to really risk stratify them about their own risk, not only to develop colon cancer, but you know that when you have a problem in your genes, you are prone to develop other cancer as well, not only colon cancer. So they need to give you a risk stratification about how you can survey colon cancer and other cancer as well. So that's happened through a genetic counselor meeting that we have at the Tate Cancer Center.
Very good. Well, make no buts about it, ha ha ha. But get out there this month and get your colorectal cancer screenings. If you need more information, can you contact the Tate Center?
Tate Center at 410-553-8146. That's the number for Digestive Health Center. We'll be happy to take care of you. We are proud to serve our county.
Thank you very much, Dr. Boutros, for all your time.
Thank you very much.
Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. It's really important to catch these things before they become a problem, so make sure you're making regular visits to your doctor to make sure you're getting the best preventative care.
For all the cancers.
All cancers.
You got to do
All
the screening
cancers.
early.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about St. Patty's Day.
Let's.
Good old St. Patty's Day.
Let's.
I had a great St. Patty's Day, and you know, it has that holiday has a way of becoming a week, maybe a week and a half, maybe a month.
A month.
Right?
A month.
So St. Patty's Day for me started Friday night and ended
Well, that was St. Patty's.
early Sunday morning.
Okay, so Saturday you also partook. in
So
festivities.
Friday night, I went out in Baltimore.
Okay, where'd you go?
I went to Woodbury Kitchen.
Oh, love Woodbury.
It was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Duck ravioli.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Oh. All out for St. Patty's.
And then there were some drinks.
Okay.
And on Saturday, of course, I went to the burning of the socks in Eastport, and
Yes.
I wore my fancy
Your
St. Patrick's
getup.
Day shirt, which everyone loves.
Everyone.
I made it so popular that it's been mass produced now, and you're going to see all these people wearing that shirt, and I wore that shirt first, okay?
This guy.
I mean, maybe I got it at Walmart, and maybe 50,000 other people wear that shirt, but that's okay.
So after the interview.
After the interview, my neighbors, Jim and Barb McAdams,
What's up,
shout
Jim and
out.
Barb?
Yeah. Had a party at their house.
Shindig.
Notre Dame had already lost that day in the tournament, so that kind of put a damper on things. But the corned beef and cabbage was on point. Yeah.
Jim and Barb.
How about you? You have the floor.
I kept it in the county Friday.
Gotta keep it in the
Killarney
county.
House.
Oh yeah, love
What?
Killarney House.
That was amazing. Had some really fantastic fish and chips.
Uh-huh.
That was fantastic.
The whole Lagana clan was there? or-
Ghana, yeah, Vicky, Will, everybody. It was great. And
The Dukes were there?
No, Mike wasn't there. Mike was doing basketball games up in Ocean City with friends, so he wasn't there. But the rest of us were at Killarney House. Great time, great music. Bagpipers came through, phenomenal.
Any bad decisions?
No bad decisions.
No.
We were good. And then Saturday, I actually had a gig with the band at a St. Patty's Day party at a Rotary up in Aberdeen. So that was quite a drive, but it was fun to see people still being festive.
You really run the gamut of between your music career and your recycling, giving recycling
I get around.
presentations.
I get around.
I mean, you
all green.
Right. Green is the theme with Kristin Lagana.
It ain't easy being green. Who said that?
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Jim
nailed it.
Henson, University of Maryland. See the attachments I made there.
You won.
University of Maryland did terrible in the tournament. That's okay. I'm over it.
You got that right. I'm going to let you close out the show.
Very good. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can catch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. And while you're there, look at some of our other products. Look at our history documentary.
They're good.
Look at our recruitment videos for
Also
the
good.
fire department. All kinds of, look at our heroin videos to learn more about that issue. It's all there.
Very good.
Tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county. And Kristin and I will see you next time.
See ya.